sure I record. Yeah, do we need a countdown?
Yeah, let's do it because we got to do our thing.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Oh shit!
Here we go again.
Shut the fuck up.
There we go. Yo, I think that might be the only one that actually lined up.
You think so?
Because every time we do it, it never lines up. So we're always like,
I think it's funny though.
Oh shit. So,
I think it's funny though. I like it.
no, it works.
Okay.
It works for what it is.
We have a special guest today. As always, my name is Remy.
My name is Darko.
And our special guest today is a really good friend of mine, my best friend,
Claire.
How smooth is that?
Claire.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us on today's episode, Claire. Today's episode all about sex.
Yes, everything
pretty
sex.
much, like all the way to the end of the show, all about sex. We got some.
Are you good?
All right, so yeah, we have a bunch of topics on today's episode. It's all about sex. Got some from Instagram. You guys have some as well?
Yeah.
Sick. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a fun episode, and yeah, let's just get right into it.
Yeah, we're gonna start with a get to know us.
Yes, let's do that.
Okay, so I'm gonna do the first question here. I'm gonna do them all because I'm prepared today.
Yeah, I'm just here for the ride.
Go ahead.
Okay, we'll start with Claire first, and then we'll all kind of go along and answer the questions as per usual. If you ended up in jail, what would your family and friends think you did?
I probably burned down somebody's house, honestly. Like
Arsonist. Arson, I like it.
But in the name of justice.
Oh, 100%. 100%. I'm with you.
It would be me defending somebody. Yeah.
Okay, so we have an arsonist. I would say it'd probably be on like, not to be like self-righteous, but it'd be like on some like standing up for what's wrong shit. Like I might go to jail just because I'm like standing up for justice, and like motherfuckers are like, fuck you.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Yeah.
Not to sound like a self-righteous white savior complex thing, but yeah, the same thing.
I mean, I already went through my stealing phase. I'm done. So like,
I think we all went through a stealing phase. Like
everyone did.
Like in middle school, especially. Like, did we not all like head to a store and like put on 2 jeans underneath a pair of sweatpants, or was that just us?
I didn't do clothes. It was all jewelry for me.
All jewelry, yeah.
Yeah.
I went all out. I was like the queen of stealing back in the day. Like I would put on like
everything clothes or
clothes,
was a big one?
makeup. That's
makeup.
all I did. And I had no reason to. Like I didn't need to do that.
That's the thing. We don't have any reason to, but we do it anyway.
Yeah. Rebels.
Like my thing was food, because like I was a chubby kid back in the day, so it was like anytime there was like food that like wasn't mine, I was like, I gotta eat it.
Oh.
I
don't
gotta
think I
have
ever
it.
stole food.
You never stole food?
No.
No. I was a big food stealer.
I accidentally stole a mop one time from the store because it was on the bottom of the cart. That was like recently. It was a total accident. I was already driving away and I was like, I don't think I like paid for that because I didn't move it from underneath the cart, but I forgot about it.
Fuck the fucking
I
mom.
don't care. Fuck the system. Like big corporate
no,
Walmart.
facts,
No,
big
thank
facts.
you. Whatever.
Big facts.
I can't go to jail for this, right?
No.
I'm just admitting
So
crime.
many people probably do that.
Yeah.
This is why we have the names that we do. No governments.
What do you hope never changes in your life?
Oh God, that's a tough one. That's a hard hitter.
My fat ass.
A big fat ass.
Steal that one. I hope my ass never changes. I hope she gets plumper and plumper every year.
That's
Oh
it.
yeah,
That's it.
that's it.
That's why we're here.
That's all you want.
What about you, Rebby? You didn't
I'm
say.
gonna get a little more personal. I hope Claire's ass never changes either. But I don't know. I feel like right now I hope my life doesn't change. Like I hope the people in my life specifically don't change, not to say like themselves changing, but like I hope they stay in my lives. Like this is like the permanent people that I have in my life right now because I'm just so thankful for the people that I do have in my life, and it's made a big change. And I know like, you know, people move on, like you have your moments with them, and like soulmates aren't in your life forever, but they're there for a reason kind of thing. I'm like, no, you're not fucking leaving me this time. Like that's it. You're all here to stay.
This is the cap. She reached her limit. No, that's fair.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that answer.
What are some things you've had to unlearn in life?
Apologizing for shit for a lot.
Big one.
Apologizing for just basic, like, feeling things. Like, growing up being told I was too sensitive all the fucking time. 3 older brothers, like, just always, apologizing. I'm not fucking sorry for my feelings anymore. So I had to unlearn that.
Yeah. That's a really good one.
That's a good one and a big one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I feel that too a little bit. Sorry, the question was, what did I have to unlearn?
Yeah, what are some things you had to unlearn in life?
That the way that my parents taught me love isn't the way I wanted to receive love. And I had to unlearn that, a big one. And also how I show love to other people.
Mm-hmm.
I had to unlearn what my parents showed me and taught me, even though they didn't really teach me. Whatever they did, and having to unlearn that so I can learn how to properly do it to the people that I interact with now.
Yeah.
We're going deep here.
What are some things that I've had to unlearn in life? I think I've had to like unlearn how to let go of my ego a lot.
Letting go of your ego?
Yeah. Like I feel like I was very egotistical in the past, and like kind of like jumping off of what Claire was saying. I am not that like I'm apologizing for like how I feel, because that's something I've had to unlearn too. Like I'm not going to apologize for my feelings on things, but I think I need to learn like when to actually apologize and like take hold of my ego and like know when I am in the wrong and apologize for it.
Right.
I think that's something that like I've done really good in the past like 2 years. That's like completely changed in me, is letting go of my ego and being like, okay, I need to take a step back. Like what I'm doing isn't really right, and it's hurting the people around me. So
that one's good too. Like I feel like the accountability, like, and knowing when you should be accountable for whatever actions that you do. I feel like that's a big one, because most people will never reach that point where they like become accountable for their own wrongdoings or shortcomings or whatever. So I feel like that's a really good one that a lot of people should consider doing.
What is money to you? What does money mean to you? Here we go first.
We live in a simulation and money isn't real.
That's it.
Basically, but also like money to me is also comfort, because I've grown up without so much. So there's 2 sides of that for me, is that like, fuck it, enjoy life. Money doesn't really, like, nothing is real. It's fine. But then also like I'm fully aware what money buys and how much comfort that can give. So yeah, comfort for me.
Money is comfort. Yeah, no, exactly how Claire said. Money is not real. It's all bullshit. It's all a fucking game. It's all a fucking illusion. But because we live in the illusion, we have to use money. So money means to me, it gets me from, in a way, like point A to point B. Is that like the biggest thing is to not create an emotional attachment to money. And I've learned that through like investing and in stocks as well. Like the minute you create like an emotional investment to your money, as your money goes up and down, your emotions are going up and down with your money. So then you're constantly in this like roller coaster on top of whatever roller coaster you're already on in your own life outside of money. So like, don't have an emotional attachment to money. Just be open to receiving money and letting money come and go. Like I feel like that's the biggest thing.
And it's so hard when it is in terms of survival as well for a lot of people. Like I think we can say like, just like for instance, the position that we're both in, we're all in right now, is like, obviously we're not rich people, but we have more of a means of survival than most. And I think we do recognize here that it is a privilege to say for us that money is like fake, and it's like,
yes,
fuck it.
100% we can say that.
I will say that. But I think knowing the both of you, we've all been in a place where money meant a lot to us when we were younger.
Facts. Like
I did not grow up in an average income household. Like I was very poor when I was younger. But yeah, no, I saw this TikTok. I'm pretty sure I sent it to you. It's with the girl, and it's like, money isn't real. Like, I think that I am a doll in this rock, and that I'm spending money on my doll clothes and my doll food.
That's perfect.
It's
That's
so
perfect.
funny, but that's what money is to me. And you're right. It's like, like accepting that money is going to come and money is going to go, especially if you're in that state of privilege to like be able to handle that,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's just kind of the mentality you have to have on it.
Facts. We're just dolls.
Yeah.
On a rock.
Being like Canadian too, I feel like our money is so colorful and plastic, and it's just like really hard to not feel like just giving you this colory plastic paper to pay for my yummy food. Beep, boop, beep, boop.
That's true. We do have some good money out here.
I think that's all I got.
Good. That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
I feel like, you know what? I feel like we should save the rest of the show for the questions because I got some good ones.
Okay, do you want to start off with the
Instagram ones?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. We can start off with that first, and then we can go into what I have.
Might be quicker to get through.
Yeah.
Okay. This is good. All right, so we got some questions on Instagram, and as well, just some people also sent me some questions and things of that nature. So, first one, gas in sack. Meaning that also includes queefs for comedic purposes, this person says. So have you ever experienced gas in the sack?
As
or
in
someone else?
In comedic purposes? Like, I don't understand.
He put queefs for comedic purposes because queefs are really just pockets of air. But like, have you ever had experience
pussy farts.
Yeah, well, yeah. But it's just air pockets. Like
yeah. I feel like it. Like, what about that? Are we just talking about it? Are we discussing it?
I guess he wants to know if we've ever like experienced it, like someone else or us.
Oh, okay.
I think every woman has experienced it.
Yeah. I've never farted like in during sex, but
well, no.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Well, no, he said gas in sack. He said gas in sack, so I'm guessing he's also meaning farting.
Oh, okay.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So like queefing and also farting. I've never experienced farts, but queef, yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely queefed multiple times, like especially like when we're doing like sex work sometimes, like you're filming your own solo and you're in a certain position and you're like, oh, even like taking pictures and you're like in a certain position. Yeah. That one time when I was like, someone wanted a custom for me, a queefing custom, and I was like, I legit don't know how to do that on command. Like, I'm sorry. And I was taking photos one day and doing like a custom photo set, and I was like, oh, that's how you do it.
Now you know.
If you're in bed with like a partner or just like somebody you're having casual sex with, like if you're not a mature enough partner where you're laughing at that situation, like in a sense of like making the other person feel embarrassed and the other person like can't laugh at all, like there needs to be a maturity level there. Like it happens. It's your body. It's gonna fucking happen. Like I don't think it's anything that like anyone needs to be embarrassed about. And if someone does make you feel embarrassed about it, make them feel dumb about it.
Because they're a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I've only experienced it in doggy. That's the only position. It happens almost every time, and it took me a very long time to not be like embarrassed about it and laugh about it, and like I can now. And that also comes with being with a partner for like 4.5 years. Like it's that comfort. I don't think with a new person I would be able to right away feel that way, but I'm okay with it now.
It's kind of like gaining the confidence to like fart in front of your partner.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
Which 100%. I still actually don't do.
Yeah, I don't think
I'll go to the other room. Yeah. That's out of respect, though.
That's fair. Like, you know that's fair because sometimes you don't know what's coming out.
You don't know. So. You just don't know. Could be really bad.
Yeah, you know what? That's fair. That's fair. That's what's up. All right. Now, this is a perfect segue. All right. This person asks, I'm going to read it exactly how he put it. Is ass eating in a panoramic still a thing, or should it only be saved for the person you plan on marrying?
Okay, so I'm just a little confused. Are you talking about like ass eating in a pandemic?
Yes, but
or should it? Because I don't know. I feel like those are two different questions. I think in a pandemic, sure. If you're like, obviously, I don't feel like you should be having sex with multiple partners in a pandemic unless you're both vaccinated or you're both isolating, or like. I don't know. That's at your own risk and people's risk around you. Pandemic wise, not eating ass wise, but no, I don't think it should be safe for someone you're gonna get married with. Do what you want to do, as long as it's both consensual and you're both enjoying it, or you want to try new things. Go for it.
Live and let live. Eat that booty.
Eat that booty.
Do it. What are your opinions on it?
Yeah, eat the booty. Yeah. If you and the other person, if that's like your thing. Eat that fucking ass. Okay.
Wait. Is this something you've done before?
I've never eaten ass.
Have you eaten ass?
I've never eaten ass. I've never eaten ass. I've never got my ass ate.
You've had your ass ate? I've done both.
You just said
Yeah.
You just say oh.
I'm like, hey, want to do a custom? What's up?
I have offered to my partner, but he was like, no thanks.
Okay. Some men just aren't into it, but I feel like they think it's.
They think it's gay. Let's just.
But how do you know what gay is if you're not gay?
Breaking news. Okay. But no. I just feel like some men aren't just comfortable with that.
Yeah.
Some men aren't just comfortable. It takes like a level of like comfort to be like, okay, yo, girl, I'm ready. Eat my ass. Okay. This question: favorite music to get down to, or if you listen to music at all.
The Weeknd.
The Weeknd's pretty good sex music.
The Weeknd will always be some good sex music, like always.
I haven't done it to The Weeknd, but yeah.
I feel like unless I'm like with a partner, I wouldn't be able to do The Weeknd with somebody because I feel like that might be a little too cheesy for me. But I'm also like not the kind of person that's always like interested in just like making love, and I feel like The Weeknd is like making love.
But making love after doing like 3 rails of coke, though.
Yeah, that's what The Weeknd is.
So
that's basically
like,
it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've done like no music. No music is fine too. That's cool. No music is fine. Just
here's the thing.
on.
I get sometimes like as sexually open as I am, I get really self-conscious about like just like the smallest noises, like my breathing and stuff. So I'll always have to have like at least white noise or
like
music going.
Turn the fan on. Fan's on.
Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah. I always have a fan going in my room.
Cause I've done music, no music. I'm chilling on both, but
yeah,
nice like Kalani. Yeah.
Like something that makes you
nice,
feel sexy.
like beats, but like R&B, like slow, but like not super cheesy, slow, like Ray J, like
yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Get on the bed, baby. Like stuff like that. Like none of that.
Yeah.
I actually don't mind putting on like lo-fi.
Yeah, lo-fi.
I was just gonna ask.
No lyrics. You don't gotta think about it. It's just playing.
Just in the background. Yeah.
Just a nice little noise.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know. Okay. This is the last one from Instagram. We have best drugs to take while fucking.
I'd like to reiterate here. I have not done drugs in a very, very long time. Probably like 4 years almost now. I drank, but that's about it. Like I don't even smoke weed anymore. So in the past, back in my days, and I don't promote using drugs, especially if you're not in your 20s. So I just don't want to promote drug use on here. But
100%, I'm with you.
I specifically enjoyed MDMA a lot. Mushrooms, not so much. But both of them, very much so.
Hippie flip, yes.
I can't say I love many of the experience I've had on drugs. Mm-hmm. Avid stoner. I'll always love getting high and having sex. That's great.
It's classic.
And I have had some really great experiences on some different drugs and things. But yeah, I'd say weed is just a good go-to.
Weed is safe. It's
good. What about you?
I would say psychedelics.
Psychedelics?
Acid.
Why didn't I just say that? Why did I just like MDMA?
Like acid, mushrooms. Like I feel like, but the thing is, because you're on acid, you kind of have like that sense of being invincible. So you feel like you're the guy that is just gonna go like 5 rounds. You don't give a fuck. But yeah, acid. But acid or shrooms probably.
I love when like men are like specifically like not even just like taking breaks, but like having sex like when they're on drugs or they're super drunk and they trying to like have sex for like hours, like, and they think it's just like this great thing for women, but it's really not. Like, I'm sorry, we don't like the breaks in between are nice. Like, oh, go like 15, 20 minutes here, 30 minutes here, like go back and forth doing all night thing, like amazing. But like a full hour, 2 hours of you just going in and out of my fucking vagina is like not great for me. And I don't know how it's not making your dick raw. That's all I have to say about that.
Facts. Can we agree that drunk sex is the last on the totem pole if we had to rank them. Drunk sex is not.
I love drunk sex. I am so confident. Like nothing can fucking stop me.
I used to like drunk sex.
It depends how drunk the guy is. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
it depends how drunk the guy is.
I don't like when men are drunk.
If
when
they're like sloshed,
sex with them,
fuck that.
Ooh, but women drunk consensually, like no, I'm not talking about shit-faced drunk. By the way, I'm talking about like we're tipsy.
Yes.
This is all consensual stuff. Because if somebody is drunk, super drunk, that is not consensual. Just so you guys know.
Facts.
Anyways.
All right. Here we go. We got some other questions here. Now, is it weird to ask your significant other to shower before sex? Like, is that a weird thing? You guys, I feel like people should be showering before sex. That's just me.
Every time?
Not every time. Okay, obviously it's not going to happen every time, but I feel like if you guys were like, if you say you guys were chilling and you guys were like, because there's spontaneous sex, fine.
It happens, yeah.
It happens. But I'm saying like, if you guys were like, all right, tonight we're going to have sex, boom, boom. Because, okay, I want to know how many people actually plan sex. They're like, tonight we're having sex.
Okay, well, for me, I have to plan sex.
Yeah,
so.
that's fine.
I don't have to, but I do.
Okay, but when you do, I like when I plan sex, like for instance, we have to shower, we shave.
Yeah, okay.
Because the next day is not always comfortable after we shave. And like, yeah, like we get prepared, like we put lotion on. Not that we don't do it every day, but we really lather it in. We do. Not like that men do anything really, but we just do all the works to make ourselves, and it's not for men. Let's just say this. Like I personally don't do all that for men. I do that for myself and to like feel more confident in myself and to feel fresh and like better. Not just the showering aspect, but doing like the most in the shower.
Yes.
Yeah. I want to feel sexy. I want to be like have time to get into that mindset and like kind of chill myself. Cause I mean, if I come home from a stressful day, my partner's like, I want to have sex. And I'm like, maybe not. Yeah. But, you know, if we've talked about it and we're like, okay, like, let's make some time tonight kind of thing, then I have the time to process and be like, okay, like, I'm going home. I have like this to look forward to, or instead of just kind of jumping into it and being like, actually, I don't really feel like it. And then you're disappointing and miscommunicating and things happen. So
it's like a self-care thing too.
Yeah.
Yes. So
my aunt, I don't think every time. No, I don't think it's like you should have to ask your partner every time unless they actually smell.
Yeah.
Then like, yeah.
I know you just got off an 8-hour shift. I want you to shower before I'm.
Yeah, before I'm touching you.
Yeah, your sweaty work balls are not going near me.
Thank you.
Big facts. All right. Is it possible to be an anonymous sex worker?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be instances of you getting doxxed, though. Like, there's always a risk of being a sex worker. Like, anonymous, you mean like
no face,
like no face,
mask. Yeah, like you can absolutely do that. Totally. There's many out there that do that. Yeah,
successfully.
Yeah.
There you go. I don't have any answers to these.
Do I think it's a little bit harder to build a clientele and audience around you? Yes. Yeah. Because I know that men like to put a face on the body that they're, you know, envisioning with themselves.
But sometimes it's also a niche of that mystery and not knowing. And
yeah, you would have to, definitely work in that niche.
Yeah. And make it super exclusive and charge like $100 for anyone to see your face if they did want to.
Actually,
yeah.
And a lot of people have masks kinks too. Like it's a very popular thing. Yeah.
Well, look at that. Anonymous sex worker. Okay. This question is, have you ever had a BDSM experience? I have never had a BDSM experience.
If anyone saw what Darko's eyes look like right now, they look dead inside. He's
just waiting.
Oh my God. He's zoned right out into my fireplace.
I have nothing to say to that. But I've never had a BDSM experience.
Do you want to go?
I mean, I'm going to say yes and let you have your piece.
Oh, okay.
I'll elaborate when you know.
Yeah, I mean, my first experience was probably about 8-9 years ago with one of my exes, and he kind of introduced me to rope play, and that was really cool. And then it took a while to like find a partner who was really going to be like, how do I explain this? To like find each other's like consensual like needs, if that makes sense, like to understand each other, because it's not just a physical thing. Like BDSM, a lot to go with it. It's very mental and emotional, and it can be strenuous, and it can have like a lot of effects in your life, like past the bedroom. And it's also a great release. So but yeah, I have had that experience. It's great. I highly recommend it if it's something that you're thinking about or into. There's tons of like websites and platforms to get into it and research. There's tons of classes and courses that you can take. Yeah, definitely encourage everyone to look into it.
Do your research, because people can get hurt, not just physically, but you need to know how to hold someone's throat properly. You need to know how to, hold your hand when you spank them properly, like all of those things. So
you need to know how, like, where certain joints are and ligaments and like your leg, pressure points, if you're getting ties done. Like, these are things that you need to be educated on before you let somebody else do these things to you. So it's a very serious thing to be educated on it if you are going to get into it.
Education, always key. I'm here for that. Okay, this question here is, during a one-night stand, do you let the other person know when something makes you uncomfortable, i.e., like toilet paper in the booty, or like something like shaved or not shaved?
Toilet paper in the booty?
Like if you were eating ass, going back to the eating ass thing, and they had like little bits of toilet paper in the booty hole.
I would voice it.
You would be like, yo, you got toilet paper up in your ass.
Yeah. We got to be comfortable. If I can't tell you got toilet paper in your ass, I shouldn't be in your ass.
That's big facts. Big facts.
Yeah.
Big facts.
I feel like that's my problem, is that like that's never happened to me. So I'm not talking about like, I ate ass because I couldn't tell the guy he had toilet paper in his ass. I'm not saying that. But I think that's like an issue that like not only myself, but like a lot of other people have faced, is like having the confidence to be able to say those things in a bedroom when you are uncomfortable, and feeling that you can't say these things out of like either embarrassment for yourself or for them, or just shyness. And it's like, you need to realize that if you are in a bedroom with somebody and you're doing these things, that should be first rather than like the sex second. Do you know what I mean? Like comfortability and the consent first. Sexual mutuality. We've talked about this before in the last podcast. So, I've had a huge issue doing that in the past, being comfortable of saying something and how I'm feeling, because I was like uncomfortable. Like that's something I had to learn to do.
All right. I don't have anything to add to these, but okay. The next one is, should guys help with after sex cleanup?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm literally not moving till you come wipe it off me. I'm not doing shit.
Facts.
Also, I had the first like relationship where I had the guy not just like go to the bathroom and take a wad of toilet paper and like clean himself up off of me, but like take a cloth.
Towel is the way to go.
No, a cloth, warm water, strain it out, wipe it off, and then pat me dry with a dry towel. I was like, you could put a ring on it right now.
Like,
that's
how cared for you must feel in that moment, right?
That's true, yeah.
Yeah.
You just experienced a really intimate moment, and now you're not just like left there like, just a log, and you're just laying there like, okay. And you're just like, wait, they're probably like taking a piss in the toilet, and you're still just like looking at the ceiling like, okay, like, is he gonna come with something? And like sometimes there's like an old rag or like his shirt or his boxers from the side, and it's like, okay. And he just like throws it at you. No, thank you. Get the fuck out of here.
No, you gotta do the whole thing. You gotta do the let's get the warm towel. This is the ideal that I'm painting, maybe, and tell me if I'm wrong. You do the warm towel, you do the pad dry, you do the water, after sex water.
Yeah.
Yeah, after sex water. You do after sex water, and then if she's down for the cuddle, you do the cuddle.
I think that you should give your partner a massage after too.
Massage.
Depending on what the sex is like, but majority of the time you should do that.
Breakdown of the game? Game breakdown stats?
Game breakdown.
Like, should we do like a breakdown of the game? Be like, oh, I really liked when you did this.
Yeah. Yeah. See, that's something I love doing after sex. Is like,
break it down, yeah.
What should have been better? What did you like most about it? And like, just like discussing it, like how it was in general, like having that communication is like chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss.
I will say I like a massage before sex.
Oh.
I like getting caressed and touched and oiled up and cared for and all that shit. I want it.
That's like the turn on into, that's like a good foreplay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the massage.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Massage.
Before.
I'm looking at you guys. Massage. Start massaging. All right, we have. Okay, have you ever had a sexual? This is specifically just for you two.
Okay.
Have you ever had a sexual experience where you were wearing Spanx or a panty liner, and did the guy say anything about it?
Spanx or a panty liner?
Because the person who asked me this question said that Spanx are hard to take off and put on, and then after they said about the panty liner, if like the guy sees the panty liner, is he going to be like, "Yo, that's fucking gross"? So
I'm just one thing before I hand the mic off, but I'm not going to have sex with a guy if he says that for one, if I'm already on my fucking period and I'm wearing a panty liner and you want to have sex with me and you see it and you're like, that's gross, then you're not going to have sex with me.
Facts.
And I'm probably never going to talk to you again if you don't understand like basic anatomy of people who have uteruses. So
Facts.
I don't personally wear Spanx, so I can't speak on that. I'm not sure the logistics of that, but I mean, I don't think my partner personally would have an issue with that. You know,
if you were doing that, yeah.
If you want me, you want me.
Yeah, that's facts.
Is baby. So I don't like having sex on my period though. So as far as the panty liner goes, that's just my own comfort level. I don't want to, but I can't say that I've had any guy like comment negatively on it. If we're in that kind of a intimate situation, like I've never really had that experience. So it's really unfortunate when people do, because like, how are you supposed to feel safe around somebody, let alone like have sex with them, give your body to them? Like,
you're shaming them for the most natural fucking thing ever.
Yeah.
100%.
My womb is the portal to existence and you're gonna bash it? Like, facts. No.
The door is that away.
Yeah.
That's the title of this episode.
Spanx? Yeah, I don't know. I wear Spanx every now and then, but I feel like if I know that I'm like gonna get laid, then I'm not wearing them. Because it's like not about the embarrassment. Like, yeah, sure. Like I wear Spanx because like I like the way my body is shaped more in this really tight bodycon dress. But like it's just like more of like the comfortability of like having to take it off, because sometimes they're like really hard to get on and really hard to get off. So like I don't want to ruin the moment of like not being embarrassed by wearing one, but like having to like struggle my fucking fat ass out of a Spank.
You're jumping.
Yeah. No, thank you. That's too much.
Okay, good. That's good. Yeah, but okay, there's a stupid man question. Darko's stupid man question of the episode. But you can wear a panty liner even if you're not on your period.
Oh yeah.
Women wear panty liner.
I have done that, yes.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I mean, I probably should do that, but I don't. I just change my underwear like 3 times a day.
I'll just do a shit ton of laundry.
Yeah.
But that sucks for you because you hate laundry.
I hate laundry so much. Yeah, Darko knows this. I hate doing laundry, but like I also just like don't want to wear a pad, and like it's so much more expensive, and like I'm fine. Like I'll just change my underwear 2 times a day. I just can't help it that I got a wop. It's not just there's a big difference between that and what we're talking about, but yeah.
You got it.
When guys are like, oh my God, you're so wet. And you're like, that's discharge, honey.
That was not you. Sorry to break it to you.
I'm naturally like this. You didn't do this.
She does this for anybody.
Yes, my body's just doing its own thing. She's just having a cleaning day.
I'm sorry to break it to you.
Oh fuck.
Okay, 2 more and then we'll take a quick break. Okay. Quiet versus vocal in the bedroom.
Vocal as fuck, especially me or like the person?
Either or.
Yeah.
I want to talk to me, let all of it both ways.
Let it out, yeah.
I'm a very verbal person. Like, okay, not me specifically. Like I'm actually sound wise, I like to let out sound because it's a nice release.
Moans,
but like talking with a partner, my mind can only focus on either the sex or like a conversation. I can't focus on both. So if I'm having sex and they're like wanting me to say things, I physically cannot. I'll make all the sounds you want, but like my brain is stuck. And like sometimes I'll get into it. Yeah. But when you put me on the spot and you ask me questions, even though it's my favorite thing when I get put on the spot, like it's a whole thing. I'm not going to get into it, but I just can't physically respond properly.
Just brain fart.
But I love when other people are talking during like like asking questions and like making me fumble over my I love that. That's my favorite.
Okay. You want to add something, Claire?
I'm just thinking about going back to like making customs videos. You're doing you. And you got to remember the script. You got to remember what this person wants you to say. You're taking it. You're like, and
line. You're like line.
There's been times where we've sent each other like clips of our like customs that we're doing. We're like, look what happened, and all of a sudden we dead ass just fucking like disassociate on camera. We're like in the middle of fucking ourselves, and then like, and then eyes are just like dead. Dildo's just sitting there, and we're just like zoned out on the camera for like 2 minutes.
Gotta pause and pull up my script again.
We're like cut the scene.
Oh my god.
Good times.
Yo, what was my line?
Yeah.
Okay, last one. This is a perfect segue. The guys who claim that the pussy is theirs. Experience with this? Whose pussy is that's mine? That type of thing. Experience with this? Yes.
I've never had anybody say that, ask that of me.
Mm-hmm.
As a feminist. I love starting off my sentences where I know I'm gonna be like, I shouldn't like this. So as a feminist, it's so funny because Darko sent me the video the other day about like, oh, like you want this pussy? Okay, like why don't you is this a timeshare? Is it both of ours? Are we splitting it? Send me $70 a month. Yeah, I gotta pay for a wax. I gotta pay for sugaring, like tampons, pads, birth control. Like, are you gonna share it with me, or is it all yours? Like, how much are we splitting it? It's a lot of fucking upkeep down there. Yeah. So
if that pussy's yours, you better pay for it. Do you really want this?
What's your lease? You want a 6 month or a year?
What's your budget? Let's work around it. Let's work around it. Yeah, let's work around it.
Yeah, so I like it. I like possessiveness in like a consensual way that's like not toxic.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like possessive, non-toxic possessiveness that's like both to an understanding of like two people.
I think I felt that way until sex work, until I started feeling more and more that like people pay for this and then they feel they have this possession.
Yeah.
I have like kind of slowly and gradually become more and more wanting to take my control back in the bedroom with my own experiences. Like, you pay the right place, so it's not, I'll do some things, but like when it comes to my personal preference and what I'm wanting to experience, I've definitely noticed of taking more control personally.
I like it.
Do you say that?
I've never said that. I don't think I ever will, honestly. Unless I'm doing the upkeep. Unless I'm like, unless I'm paying for everything, which who knows? Maybe I will reach that point in my life where like, yo, like we're like this, and if that pussy is mine, I'm paying for all of it.
Yeah.
I'm paying for everything.
Yeah.
You want it to look good?
I need to leave.
Shit. All right, we're gonna take a quick break.
Just want you to know we're here to support you, though.
Shut the fuck up! All right, we get into the heavy shit.
Kind of. We're gonna get into some questions that I asked some of my subscribers to answer for me. So I'm gonna read out 3 questions that I asked, or 4 of them actually, from 3 different people. So I asked, what made you choose to pay for independent content creators porn rather than free porn? And this person said, I love personal touch you get. And then I said, what's your favorite part about platforms like OnlyFans? And they said, you getting to know the models. What do you want to see from models on OnlyFans? Example, like post frequencies, PPVs, DMs, prices. And they said posting stuff regularly, like every few days. And then I had another person say for the first question, which was, what made you choose to pay for independent content creators. And they said a more personal feel to the experience. The creators are real people versus paid porn stars, more custom content that I can rewatch and know is meant for me, and one-on-one messaging. 2, what's your favorite part of the platforms like OnlyFans? And they said easy of use, easy to pay creators and tip them, widely used by everyone. So there's lots of options for who to sub to. 3, what do you want to see from the models on OnlyFans? In my experience, I found that models who offer a healthy mix of PPV feed, which is a pay-per-view, full-length feed content are my favorites to deal with. Over time, a creator should look to lower their prices as the number of fans start to go up. Best way to do that is to post often and give rewards to monthly subscribers, rebill rewards, a full-length video and feed once a month, cheap PPV once a month, and I agree with that. For any questions or topics for me, and they asked what made you want to get into OnlyFans. We'll both answer this. OnlyFans specifically, actually, I used to do sex work in 2015, 2014. That's when I started, but I mainly did live shows on like my free cams and stuff. I never got into like the other platforms because they weren't around when I was doing it. And I recently got back into it last year, thanks to Claire. And that's kind of why I got into it. But the main reason for me doing sex work is like taking control of like my own workload and doing what I want on my terms and not, having to follow up with anybody else.
Yeah, agreed. Big time. That's majorly what it's been for me too, is just choosing when I work, when I break, when I eat, when I choose when to stress out about my work. Like I don't have to stress about it every day. Whereas I was working more than 40 hours a week at a very, very full-time job, very physically and mentally demanding, and I had a fucking full mental breakdown. And I think that a lot of people in the working class have or are at that point, and it's showing in the world. And I think we have already seen such a big shift in people kind of taking that power back, and I think it's just going to grow more and more. But that was the biggest part for me, was just having control of my schedule and my life and my emotions, and not like answering to anybody, feeling like this man is making this much money and he's paying me peanuts to do fucking everything for him. Like I hated that, so I take all the peanuts now.
All the peanuts are mine.
This one's probably just for me. Any plans on making BG content, which is boy girl content? We're in a pandemic right now, so I cannot, as I do not have a male partner. Claire does. So she's able to do BG GG content with me and her partner, but that's basically it. So I don't know, maybe after I get 2 vaccines, I'm gonna get my first one on Monday, so we will see. And then would you ever try cosplays on this page? I would. I just haven't really gotten into it, and I don't think I've really prioritized any of it, but I would love to we've talked about a couple.
I would love to. I don't know enough characters that I would like to cosplay, and I've seen some that kind of end up being a little bit offensive, so I'm a little bit skeptical of doing it myself. I don't want to offend anybody, but it would be super fun. I see some really cute looks, and I think the dedication that goes into recreating these looks is admirable.
I think we talked about the Kim Possible one, and
God, Shigo.
Yeah. We need to do that soon.
So yeah. But how old are they?
Yeah, that's the thing is it's super hard too, when you want to cosplay these characters, because you have to think a lot of the times these are young kids. When people are cosplaying Alice in Wonderland, she was a 12-year-old girl. Wasn't she why are you? I think around I think it might have been younger. I think it was around 7. Yeah, it was pretty young, and seeing
That's
people
crazy.
sexualize. It's one thing to cosplay, but then to cosplay and sexualize it for a platform is I don't agree with it. So it's something that we definitely have to do research on, because I don't want to cosplay as a young child.
Yeah, because she's in high school.
Who
that
is?
show, Kim Possible.
Yes. Yeah. See, there's that too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, because I would never have even thought to think about that. Of how old was this character actually?
Well,
that's crazy.
That's not something that I think Claire and I really thought about either until, you know, we're on Twitter and we see this and we're like, oh yeah, no, that's 100% correct. Like people should not be doing that. Like
I see it and it's like an immediate red flag. And I'm kind of like, oh, I wonder if other people are feeling this way about this. Then it turns out they were.
Yeah.
And yeah, I never would have, my mind would have never gone there if I just saw like someone on Instagram posting their cute little cosplay. I'd be like, oh, that's really nice. But when you see Alice in Wonderland riding a huge dildo, you kind of
that's something else. Yeah,
you start questioning things a little bit.
I think that's like wild. The huge issue too with like a lot of independent sex workers is knowing where to draw the line too, especially because of like how we've come so far. And I feel like that's a big thing I want to talk about as well on the topics here is how platforms are deplatforming sex workers like Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that. And how independent sex workers are actually doing the most to try and keep out, you know, child pornography and pedophilia and like any kind of like non-consensual stuff that may be on the internet. I feel like in like racial issues, like a lot of us do the most to like push that out of this environment that we're trying to create for ourselves on these platforms so that we can network ourselves and can grow like our platforms. So it's really upsetting to like see like ourselves and other like mutual sex workers, any sex workers getting pushed out because of this. But there's a lot of like, we don't agree with race play. We don't agree with cosplaying as children. We don't agree. Like there's a lot of things that go into it that you have to think about. Like, yeah, that's just a big thing for us, I think.
It is. It's really big. There's so much to consider when you're making content and taking control creatively and bringing your own vision to life. You have to consider all of those things. And it's important because I don't want to hurt people. I want to protect them from that kind of hurt and trauma. Yeah. And then I'm also on the other side of it. I think about survival sex work and some younger, maybe more naive, maybe not as considerate person getting a custom request for something like race play and thinking, oh, well, it can't be that bad. They're going to pay me this much or something. And then that's where people in the community get hurt because they're not considering this shit. But I understand survival sex work at the same time. So it's really hard to filter all of that out. But I think
just got to do your research. Yeah.
Full circle goes back to education.
Yeah. The one last person that answered these questions. So what made you choose to pay for independent content creators, porn rather than free porn? He said, I started thinking about it when I started seeing women I interact with talk about it as a means to actually support themselves. In years past, you just sort of wrote off that you could actually be fair to the people in the open you watched. 2, what's your favorite part about platforms like OnlyFans? My favorite thing is that everyone actually has the control to express themselves and do things their own way. More art, less helpless women trapped in the nudity factory. I love this person, by the way. This is one of like my favorite subs in the world. 3, what do you want to see from models on OnlyFans? Just have in mind a typical monthly budget for your subs and try to be predictable. Make it easy to know what I'm getting very early on. So, yeah. Those were some questions that I asked subs on their perspective of things. And then I kind of want to talk about like how people think, like anyone that just thinks that this is a quick buck. Because that's something that gets to us a lot. Sex work, whether it's full service sex work, which means, you know, like if you are full service, it's kind of obvious, or you're an online sex worker or you're a stripper, whatever that may be, this is not an easy, quick money thing. You have to invest your time. You have to invest in tech, like a computer, a webcam, a good phone with a good quality camera, a tripod, ring lights, lingerie. Like you have to invest your time into taking pictures, into networking, social media, creating a persona for the person that you are on your platforms, keeping up with relationships with clients and mutuals, editing content after you have filmed it, which sometimes takes weeks. This creates a lot of like burnouts for sex workers, and we've experienced this multiple times. We will both be on a high for like 2 weeks, and then it's like after we'll be editing everything, we've been live streaming, we've put out so much content, and then we're just fucking done for like a month. We'll just be like, I don't want to, like, there's no motivation here. And we did that on Christmas. We really, like, I'm not doing a Christmas thing this year. Like, I'm pushing out everything that I made last year.
Yeah, Claremas was the first and last of any like Christmas extravaganza. That was a lot. It was a lot. And like, you don't get appreciated for it. You don't get appreciated or said like, hey, amazing work. The series was fantastic. No, nobody fucking says that. Like, maybe some of them will pay to see it, the paid stuff, but it's not always that happens. And you just got to take the L sometimes that like, cool, I created something beautiful and I love it. And that's just got to be good enough for me some days, because they're not always going to appreciate it. Yeah. And that sucks a lot. I think that's probably the biggest part that burns me out, because I think that if I was seeing that feedback, seeing the money and the interaction and the engagement, I think that it would fuel me a little bit more. But it doesn't always happen. It is what it is. And it's not always like that every day. Someday somebody pays you fucking $500 to sit on the couch and eat. And that's amazing. And it's just lovely, but it just doesn't happen all the time.
It's very hard to deal with, especially like when you're doing live shows as well. And like, that's something I think we've both been focusing on a lot lately, which has like been really good for us just recently. Sometimes like you'll have like 2 really amazing days where you're just like making bank, and then you'll have a night that's just absolute shit. And that night could control your entire month and like your motivation and like your enthusiasm and doing it again. And it can throw off your entire month. And the big thing that I like to like remind myself is like, there's not always going to be good days, and it's just like every other job. And to any other like new sex workers or people coming into it, like, it's not everything. That's one of the risks that you have to take being a sex worker, is like, this isn't like the same pay every day. Like, you're not, you can't rely on a certain amount of money that you think that you're going to make, because something that you make one day, you might not make the next day.
True.
And
it's a lot of luck.
It's a lot of luck.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of luck. And even then, sometimes it's not. And I think the main thing is just about building your image, building your platform, building mutuals, and just continuing to put yourself out there. I find that's when I've caught the most traction, is just continuously putting myself out there, continuously posting. And that goes for like any business. And that's what people don't understand, is that like sex work and like building your platforms is taking a million other jobs and putting it into one. We do everything. We are our own editors. We are our own managers. We build our own timelines. We got to do our own taxes half the time. We got to like promote. We got to do our own shopping. We're our own like fashion experts. Like, do you know what I mean? We got to like, it's crazy. Our own promotions. Like,
don't forget that we also take the time to promote other people because of engagement groups.
Yeah. Then there's engagement groups too. Yeah.
There's that whole side of it, which can be helpful, but also again, contributes a lot to burnout, because you're going through so much content. You're posting so much of your own stuff. You put so much time into this, and you just kind of wait. Like,
and then you gotta like
some subs from that, and hopefully other people are reaching my page with this.
And that's what we also have to do, since like Twitter is like censoring and deplatforming sex workers, is we have to join engagement groups. So for people who don't know, engagement groups are basically where mutual sex workers will join certain groups, and it'll be like, okay, like, you have to catch up is every 6 hours. So you have to go up all the way up to 6 hours, retweet, like, and comment on these posts. And then once you're done, you can drop 3 every 6 hours as well. And we're constantly having to do that to reach engagement, because we're either,
like
what's the word again?
Shadow banned?
shadow banned, yeah, which the majority of sex workers are, but there's also like spam, like you're marked as spam, so your comments won't show up, or like they can't search you, and like there's so many issues that go at hand. So this is the way that we reach, you know, their subs and their target audience, and then it's just like a back and forth thing, and it becomes very overwhelming. So yeah, it does contribute to a lot of burnout, and people don't realize, it's not an easy, you can't just do sex work and be like, I'm gonna make money. It doesn't work that way. We've seen 2 people in our lives try and do it, and then they've like slowly, and they've like integrated it into their personal life, like use their real name and like done this, and then like people join and it's like, oh, this isn't really that great, you're not really doing that much with it, and then they're like, why am I losing followers? And it's like, because you're not doing the work. This isn't an easy thing to do.
See, that's crazy too. And then just to like piggyback off what you said, Claire, like, so like doing all that like the both of you just said, like the whole workload that you have to do, and then like I can only imagine what it feels like to be underappreciated after you like spend hours on hours on hours of your day like trying to like put forth the best product, and then motherfuckers like,
and it's your like body too. It's not even just like,
like it's not like music,
some music or something.
It's not like music.
And
it's literally
we're staring
my
at our bodies all day, editing things, like just fixing things, lighting, whatever it may be, like editing videos. And so if we don't get good feedback on it, it fucking sucks, because we're just literally critiquing ourselves the entire time that we're going through this whole editing process throughout the week of like things we did on the weekend. And it's just not a good feeling. And that's some of the toxic parts of sex work, is like that you have to like deal with these parts of it. Yeah.
The body dysmorphia is real.
The body dysmorphia is really fucking real.
It was never really 100%. Real for me before sex work, and the more the longer I look at my pictures of my body and the videos and the angles and the constantly of, oh, are people not going to like this because of this, or I should go change that, or constantly picking yourself apart, it weighs.
Yeah. When in actuality, it's so funny too, because like the porn industry, there's no one body type that men or women like either. And like, that's something we have to constantly remind ourselves, like, they're not going to care about this one thing that we're staring at ourselves for like the past 3 days editing. Like, they're not going to care about that. Like, people don't like just one body type. And like, it's like when we talked about before, like how we surround or how we build our social media and what we're looking at. And that's a big thing with sex work too, is like, we'll see people with our ideal, what we want our ideal body image to be. But then we'll also have like mutuals who have completely different body types than us, that are just like, if we had it on ourselves, we would be like, fuck no. But when I see it on that person, I'm like, oh my God, you're absolutely gorgeous, and I fucking love your body. But would it look good on me? No. And that's the kind of like ideology, like it's hard to get out of your head, obviously, but it's definitely a work in progress, something that you have to work towards every day. Yeah.
This is just full circle back to what we were talking about normalizing. For one, normalizing like from head to toe, like every part of the woman body of a woman's body, like fuck it, bro. Big labia, fucking no labia, whatever. Who gives a fuck, bro? Like, straight up.
Big labia, little labia. Makes a rap. Rap name, Lil Labia.
Lil Labia.
Lil Slit, Big Clit.
Oh my God. Mixtape coming soon.
I want to talk about our favorite part of sex work, just to end it on a good note here. How about you? Yeah.
Favorite part of sex work?
Yeah. I would have to say the relationship that I have with I don't want to call them clients or subs, but at the same time I do, like, language is important because they are paying for what I do.
What about community?
Huh?
What about community?
Yeah, community. I like that. Well, communities also goes with like my mutuals as well. So that's kind of hard to say. But I just think that like they understand, like the mutual understanding that this is my income. Some of them like obviously want like the sexual pleasure out of it, while others like want more of an intimate relationship, kind of like a long distance girlfriend per se. Mm-hmm. And I've had a lot of subs that have came to me, like to my OnlyFans and like my other platforms, that were with me from the start of like 2014, 2015, that came back to me and were like, I've absolutely adore them and love them. And then I've had a lot of new people Specifically a couple of them that you get these subs that you really, really enjoy and that you build these relationships with. And it's not like a typical, like, it's not a fake relationship.
Right.
Like, you really enjoy these people. You really enjoy talking to them, and they really appreciate the work that you do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my favorite part about it, is like, not the ones that like, because your subs will come and go. Like, they're not all going to stay forever, but they'll always come. And sometimes they'll always go. Like, that just happened. But the ones who like really stick it out for a while, like, or long term per se, are like the best kind of people. Like, that's my favorite part about it.
Shout out to them.
Yeah.
I'm going to say I agree. I personally don't have many close relationships with my fans. But I think my most favorite part is just like the creative control. I love getting custom orders as well, but like, and when they tell you like, just, you know, have fun with it, kind of do the rest what you want to do or whatever, if they have a general idea, but also just kind of having a vision in my head and like literally making it come to life. And like,
facts.
I love that. That is an amazing feeling of like,
that's dope.
Having these images in your head of like how it's going to go and how it's going to look after editing. And then you watch it back and you're like, holy shit.
We've created together too we've created some amazing like visually aesthetic videos together that I absolutely love. We're very proud of it.
Very proud. It's definitely a good, gratifying feeling for sure.
That's dope. I like that.
Good creative outlet. One more thing I want to talk about. We did have someone ask why, to touch on like men treating you like property in the industry. When men are like not paying for your time, they still take the opportunity to like demand what they feel entitled to. So for example, like when we're on live and we're having a conversation with somebody, and they want to like ask us a question, it's something personal, like, ooh, what's your favorite position, like randomly. And we'll have like what's called like a whiteboard, like it's like basically options of what you can tip for, and personal questions are on there. Like, you need to tip for that because they're not entitled to know these personal questions. And if it's something I'm being continuously asked from different men, like you've asked, like maybe someone asked an hour ago and they tipped for it, I'm not required to answer it again. You need to pay me for your time. And there's a lot of similarities to any other career versus like sex work, especially in that like scenario. And it's like an interview. Like, some actors get asked the same questions they did a week before, but they're still getting paid to do the interview. Right. So it's the same kind of thing.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So, yeah, I just think the big thing is just men feeling entitled to, you know, get whatever they can out of you just because you're
a sex worker.
Just because you're a sex worker, yeah. But I choose when I want to be sexualized. That's the big thing.
Yeah. See, and like I feel like the biggest, or like one of the biggest takeaways, because there's many takeaways of this episode, but like it's like taking back the control, I feel like has been like a reoccurring theme throughout this.
It's taking back the control too, but we definitely talked about this before. It's so hard because, like, you know, it goes back to like sexual liberation in this libertarian way. Like, is it really sexual liberation when or liberation when like it's all part of the patriarchy? Like, men want you to be freely liberated sexually, and they'll still talk down about it, but at the same time they're still getting what they want out of us being sexually liberated. So it's very full circle, but you know, like, capitalism isn't going anywhere, unfortunately. That hasn't changed. So as women, we're kind of just taking advantage of that in the ways that we can, but we're still not hurting poor people.
Facts.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Like, if a grown man wants to spend his money on me, he's a grown man and he can make those decisions. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a very deep conversation you can get into, but yeah.
It's very true.
And on that note, this has been great.
Yeah. Thank you, Claire, for joining us on this episode.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
And don't forget to drink your waters, get some sun, take vitamin D.
Get some vitamin D.
Yeah, it's okay. I had something for it, but I like yours.
Okay,
like
what were you going to say?
No, mine's are stupid.
Okay. Slap some butts, drink some water, take your chlorophyll.
Consensually slap butts.
Yeah, consensually.
Yeah, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Love you. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you can take away something from this episode. Yeah, continue the conversation.
Sex work is work.
Facts. Normalize women's bodies. Any other takeaways?
If you're straight and you think something's gay, ask why. Because you might be gay.
You might be gay. Breaking news. All right. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you on the next episode of Speak Up or Shut Up. Peace.
Bye.
Shut the fuck
You
up.
left it-
It's 4 a.m., you blood-sucking mosquito.